Hello everybody, back again with another YouTube video, and today's video is a review of an item that I got for my birthday. And I'm very looking forward to showing off this item, as it's a really new item, and it is the 2022 Thomas Wooden Railway Gordon. Yep, Thomas Wooden Railway is finally back, and they've started out with a bang with releasing Wave 1 of the new Thomas Wooden Railway stuff. I actually have also Thomas and Percy, but I will be doing them in separate reviews. I want to do Gordon first, since I've already done a review of the other Wooden Railway Thomases. So I'm going to do Thomas last, so Gordon is first. First let's do the box. I've actually already opened him, but let's look at the box first. This is a beautiful box. I think this heavily implies that these items are more for collectors, and I really like that, because these boxes are sort of made to be displayed, and I love that. Like, you have the beautiful picture of Gordon on the front. These remind me of, like, these remind me of, like, Hornby boxes, Hornby Model Railroad boxes. You have the Thomas Wooden Railway in the corner. You have little tracks separately sold. You have the beautiful picture of Gordon featuring the new track, which I can't wait to get some. You have Thomas Wooden Railway on the top, Gordon, little picture of the new clickety-clack track. Again, I'm looking forward to getting some of that. Nothing really on the back. And then you have on the side of the box right here, this little tab right here that says Gordon, and then it says pull, because you get to see Gordon on the inside, which I think is such a cool feature, that you can open the box and you can see the model on the inside. And I love how this section of the box is printed with like wood grain to look like wood. It's so good. I know that it's not actual wood, but I don't really care, because that would have made this model so much more expensive. And I'm happy that they at least put in the time to make the detail to make it look like wood. And I think it looks really nice. So let's actually get Gordon out of the box. As I said, I've already opened him, so getting him out is just as simple as pulling him out. Now, there are usually ties that hold him into the box. So when you first do it, you're going to have to do the ties. I've already cut them and done all that. So yeah, let's get Gordon onto the tracks. This is a really cool model, so let's get into him. Sorry about the little cut there, but now let's get into Gordon. So let's do his tender first, because it's right here. This is a really nice tender. It is basically a completely new tender compared to what we've had in the past, as it has 6 wheels, it's long, it's a lot longer of a tender than what we've seen. This reminds me a lot of this Lionel Polar Express tender that I got in a Polar Express set a while back. Now, Gordon's tender is shorter, but this reminds me a lot of this tender. It looks very similar. But they're the new wheels, which I actually like the design of the new wheels, because I understand that it's supposed to look like flanges, and like they're looking like they're running on the rails, which I actually like that idea. I think it's really cool. The detail on it is really nice, with the printing looking really good, the rivets on the side, the handrails, all of it has a little bit of relief. The number 4 looks really nice. The new coal looks really good. I like the depth that they gave it, the variation, so it's not just like one piece, and it's also nice feeling. This is just a really nice tender. The printing on the wheels is great. So yeah, I'm very happy with this tender. It is really nice. And we're gonna get into the comparison between Gordon and the other Gordons that I have later. I only have one of my Gordon tenders, because the other one is somewhere in my train bin, but I'm not gonna go through looking for it. But so let's just compare it to the 2013 one, which is, I guess, the closest comparison, because it's a CGI series tender. Again, this one is like twice the size. The wheels are different, obviously, but even the tenders themselves are almost completely different. The colors are slightly different between the Gordons. This one is just a little bit darker than this one. The 4 on the new one is smaller than the 4 on the older one. The lining on this one is smaller compared to the thicker lining on this one. I actually really like this Gordon tender, and I think I prefer it to the original. So yeah, that's Gordon's tender. And now let's get into Gordon himself. This is, I think, the best Gordon model that we've ever gotten. And for a collector's item, I think that this is the best wooden railway Gordon. Now, if we're going with simplistic wooden railway, like classic wooden railway, I actually think that the old 2003 Gordon is the best Gordon. This is mine from when I was a kid. But in terms of collector piece and accuracy, this is the best Gordon. It has the most accurate wheel configuration, the most accurate detail, the most accurate body shape. Probably, honestly, it's maybe not the most accurate face, but it's a really nice face. Like, I'm actually not that, I don't care that much about the cartoony kind of faces, because if these allow us to get these original expressions like you have on this Gordon, I honestly don't care. And it still looks good, so I actually don't mind it. But, like, the detail on this Gordon's impeccable. The little side detailing right here with the small bit of the piston, the small bit of the coupling rods, the raised and then lowered running board right here. The fact that we actually have wheel splashers now, the rivets, and then the handrails along the side being so well detailed. The lining, the nice thicker dome compared to his always small dome, which never really matched what it was like in the television series. The accurate smoke box where it goes fully round in the front, but then it's different in the back here. The fact that the cab has a fire glow, which I think is really cool. And then there's, of course, the new thing, which is that he has an accurate wheel configuration for the most part. It's a 4.6 which is almost completely accurate. He's only missing 2 back wheels, but I understand why they didn't put those 2 back wheels on there. It just would have been too hard. But this is just so cool, and it's such a good-looking Gordon. I just love it, and he runs really nicely. He's a really smooth runner. And I just love the new wheels. They look really cool. But, like, comparing him to the older Gordon, they're actually almost the same length, which shocked me when I first saw that. I thought that they would be different sizes, considering they, one has a longer wheel configuration, but they're actually almost the same size, which I think is actually really good. But this one is definitely more simplistic in its detail. It's a lot more like classic wooden railway, but this one is just so accurate, and I love it. It's just so cool, and it's so cool to see the wheels in their accurate wheel configuration, and I just love it so much. And so now we're going to test him on my track. So this is wooden railway track, classic wooden railway track, just from different companies, and we're going to test him on 2 things: normal curves and then really tight curves. So let's test him on normal curves. He seems to run just fine. I'm not really surprised. But now we're going to test him on the tight curves. And the reason why I want to test him on this is because from what we've seen, these are the only curves that are being released in the wooden railway line as of right now. So I'm very curious to see how he works on them. He goes around them actually very smoothly. The only reason why he's coming off the tracks is because I have different brands of wooden railway track. And anyone who knows having different brands of wooden railway track, these little edge pieces are always slightly different in width and height. And so he's like hitting those and then he's jumping off the tracks. But besides that, he runs really smoothly around the curves. So I think that this is actually a great Gordon. He's actually running really well. Like, even with my older Gordons, they still come off the tracks if I'm pushing them from behind because of these, like, jumps. So I don't blame the wooden railway Gordon for doing that. But it just looks so good. And let's put him up against some classic wooden railway rolling stock for Gordon, the express coaches. And he looks great with them. I love that. That actually looks awesome. Seeing this Gordon with those coaches, that is just so cool. So that is just awesome. And so if we get classic Mattel Gordon, also with 2 express coaches, just seeing these two beside each other, that is just so cool. So yeah, I've never been more happy with a model in Wooden Railway in my life. This is just such a cool Wooden Railway model, and from what I've seen of Percy and James, these are going to be continuing to be great models. I can't wait to get James soon. I would love to see how he looks. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and bye for now.